Running, even though I'm out of breath, ain't stunting. Even though I've done the reps, this nothing. This nothing. Running, even though I'm out of breath, ain't stunting. Even though I've done the reps, this nothing. This nothing.
You was treading on the edge of disaster.
To a kid who grew up with nothing but a crushing desire to stop all the fuck shit. Go visit the eyes on you munchkins. Damn straight we paved that yellow brick road. Careful of where you go, we might just get what's owed.
How's it going, guys? I'm AaronDaRapper.
Disfunctional.
This is the start of the Come Up podcast.
Yeah, so basically it's just a first episode introduction of how we met, how we got to where we're going, and what our future plans are and everything. Aaron, how'd you get into rap?
Oh, man, how'd I get into rap? Shit. I think honestly, my deepest memory of, like, rapping goes back to, like, some schoolyard shit. Like, just being a young kid in the school ground. It was, like, I think probably around the time 8 Mile came out. Oh, so, like,
okay.
all, you know, just little kids being little kids, spitting in the fucking... I don't even know what to call it, the playground. It wasn't even the playground. It was like the...
Oh, God, you had, like, one of those, like, little tiny areas outside?
Yeah, it was just like a tiny hangout area before you went inside to actually sit down and go to class and shit.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
But I just remember my friend Michelangelo coming up to me and just, like... We were all standing there, and he just started... rapping. He's like, what you got? And I was like, absolutely nothing. What are you talking about? What? He's like, what is this? And I was just, I mean, too young to even fathom what music was, but
oh, dude,
as like you grow up, and I mean, I remember being in school, and I think it was really about like 6th, 7th grade I started getting into like writing poetry and stuff, going through like the English units that they put you through in school.
Okay.
And I really just enjoyed writing and the different patterns you could hit and all that shit. And it grew from there. I remember, you know, friends of mine just being like, "Oh, that sounds like raps," you know, like it's almost how it happens for everyone. It sounds like raps. It just
literally.
So I was like, okay, let me just get on a beat then. And
yeah.
I went from there. How about yourself?
Oh, dude, I'm literally piggybacking off that because you said the fact that it sounded like a rap. So I think like 2nd grade, I was playing Call of Duty or something, and one of my buddies put on Eminem, and it was his Relapse album, dude. I ain't never heard anything like that. Like, my parents not into that type of music, okay? So like I heard this, and it was a whole other sound. I was like, okay, so like let me get this straight. This actually sounds energetic. I was like, I really vibe with this. So I started listening to hip hop music, getting into it. 5th grade comes along. I got a crush on this chick, and she broke up with me, and it was like a little kid heartbreak and stuff. And so I went out and I wrote a poem releasing my emotions and stuff, and I told my buddy about it. He's like, yo, this sounds like a rap. Got me gassed up, dude. I didn't know anything about rap. I didn't do research. It sounded horrible. All I knew was it needed to sound fast.
The good old heartbreak poetry.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. So, like, I was doing this stuff, like, as fast as I can, just going with it. Sounded like trash. Like, the poem was great, just not as a rap.
Right,
It was horrible.
right.
It's like, I kept going at it for, like, the next couple of years. I'd start writing stuff, but I didn't know 16 bars, a hook. I didn't know any of this stuff. I was just going with what I felt.
Freeform.
Yes, exactly. And he told me that I should quit rap, and that just made me ignite the fire even more. So I kept going at it, stopped talking to him for a couple years, started finding a little more out about hip hop, and I ran into him again. He's like, yo, this sounds crazy. Like, this almost sounds authentic, which looking back now, it doesn't, but I was on the right path.
Right.
That's pretty much how I got into hip hop.
Nice. And like, so we were talking about this before the podcast started, about making the social connections and doing all that stuff. So
Yes.
And I told you I'm not good at that myself. Like, that's coming from, you know, my honest perspective.
Right,
like,
which is understandable. It's
social networking, not my thing. I have anxiety like a mofo, so I just
oh, dude, I got
I'm
you.
in my own world. I don't usually do stuff like branching out, but we're here. So
100%.
how do you come about, meeting all these artists and just like really reaching out and making these connects?
Yeah, okay, so that actually, the reason I am the way I am and how I can social network and stuff is, like, don't get me wrong, like, I have anxiety like motherfucker too. Like, I have to, like, take that jump, and then once it's engaged, I can get the ball rolling. But back when I was doing parkour, that's what gave me the mentality I have now. Like, I was scared to take a jump over something. I would do it and realize it was fun, and I can do it again and again. I have to keep that mentality going when I do networking and stuff. So I'd say freshman year, I was hanging out with my cousin. Her rap name at the time, before she decided rap wasn't for her, was Diamond. We were gonna do Dysfunctional Diamond album. Never happened, but it was gonna be awesome. And so we were at her place, and we were working on the music and stuff. And her mom comes in. She's like, "Hey, there's this artist. He goes by like NDB or something. He has SoundCloud. You should check it out." I was like, "Okay, well, that's all right." So she shows us a track, and it was Nico of War Music, but at the time he was going by Nico to Bleep, and Silverback. And it was the craziest track, dude. It really made me step up my game, but I was shy. I didn't know how to contact anyone about it or anything. So I kept doing me. And I think the first social connect I made was Kid Beats. That's because I wanted to take that leap of faith and start making music seriously. So after I did that, I met up with him. I met up with Turn Up God. He goes by NGB Draco now. Yeah. Shout out G2E. On top of that, it was pretty crazy. So that was like a mind blower there. Little while after that, I started working in Buffalo Wild Wings, and came across my manager. Her name was Lexi, and she was telling me about her brother. And I was like, okay, I ain't never heard of Nico of War Music. And but it sounds familiar. And she's like, yeah, you used to go by like NDB, Nico to Bleep. And I was like, that sounds really familiar. So that was like one of my first actual engagements within hip hop. We added each other on Facebook. We were hesitant to talk to each other, but I'd say like a year down the road, after getting to know what each other was about, that was my first connect. After that, it was Crush the Flow, goes by Ethereal now. And from there, it was just a lot of connecting, and it was just something I got really used to after taking that leap of faith.
So I'm just remembering back to the first time I had ever heard of NDB, Nico of War Music. Shout out to the homie. War Music. I started working at the Ford dealership in town in Ottawa.
Okay.
And I met a guy. His name was Robert. And he had just heard that I had rapped. He had, I think, added me as a friend on Facebook, and I post music on there. And he, at work, he was like, "Hey, I have a son, and he raps. He does pretty well for himself. He's a pretty good rapper. I think you guys would, click and like each other or hang out, whatever." So I was like, okay, bet, you have any music by him? He's like, let me, older guys, let me find the video, or pulls up the phone and, scrolling through Facebook or whatever, trying to find music. So, he finally finds something and he shows me. I'm like, oh man, okay, all right. It's always nice to hear an artist who's well and knows what they're doing, and yes, they've kind of got a grip on their craft,
100%.
So I was like, awesome, super cool. Added him on Facebook or whatever, and he used to DJ as well, and he hosted a couple open mic events that me and a couple of my buddies who I was hanging out with at the time was like the Black Sheep Hooligans,
Yeah, of course.
Gavin Bryan and like Jake Lowry and Benny Glenn and
dude, it's
Crush, Ethereal, but I mean, Crush was fucking gone at that point. I think he moved out to Iowa, I think it was, and he'd even had like a show out there that we had went and seen. Like I had posted on Facebook, we support the homies, fucking around here, blah blah blah. But back to what I was saying originally. Nico hosted these open mic events. So, we came through and we always used to rap and just had a good time. And so we got to meet Nico and click up and whatnot. I remember Renegade fucking, oh my God, you guys are fucking great. And it's like, yeah, no, you guys are great.
Right, dude, yeah.
And just, it's super dope just to hang out with artists, people who are just dedicated and they are passionate about pursuing something.
Oh, 100%.
So that's how I found out about Nico. And me and Crush really fucking linked up back in like fine arts in high school. I think is when like we really was like, oh man, nice.
yeah, of course, yeah.
And from that point, I mean, we've always just kind of stayed in touch. I mean, we don't talk every day or anything.
Oh, right. No,
for sure, check in every now and then.
Yeah. So actually, you had brought that up with Benny Glenn and Crush and all that. So I think my first like initial important key to getting in the local hip hop scene as to where I am now and what we're doing now is actually based off my buddy I did parkour with. His older brother was always rapping and stuff. So like whenever I'd go to his house, we'd hang out and he'd be smoking. We'd be at the bonfire and stuff, just having a good time. And he happened to tell his brother, he's like, hey, like my buddy raps. And I didn't know he had rapped. At the time, Crush just used to call him Sunshine on his tracks and stuff. Yeah. And so him and I used to like rap in the garage, and he actually taught me how to keep cadence, how to freestyle, not pre-written, not using writtens as a crutch, but to purely freestyle off the dome.
Right.
And because of him, he had showed me Crush, Benny Glenn, Gavin, and there was someone else on the track that they were bumping at the time, but that was like my first initial important key to getting where I'm at now, and I didn't know it at the time. That later on actually allowed for me to like get hyped up about rapping and stuff. My neighbor across from me where I used to live, he actually knew about Marty P. He would listen to his music and stuff. And he's like, I heard you rap. He's like, you should check out Marty P. He's a local rapper too. So at the time, that's when Marty was like really popping, really in his prime.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Exactly. And that blew me away when I watched it. I was like, I could be there. That's local artist. That's local talent. So when I said shout out G2E earlier, he's the reason I actually found out about G2E. I asked him where he thinks I should go to record. He gave me someone out in Springfield, I think, and then G2E out in LaSalle. And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, no, that works. And I hit up Richie, and we went from there and hit it off. And that was like my first real big connection within it. And then I found out about Cody J after I got back from the military. I was doing independent rap off my phone, recording like that. And in the military, I met Smith FX. So when we got back, he went to Indiana. I didn't think we were going to talk again. He hit me up, and we started hitting it off. And he's like, here's how you record on your phone. Here's how you get the audio sounding good. That way, because I know you don't have a place to record at the time, you can use this. And I was like, all right, cool. So I posted that up on Instagram, one of the videos I was doing. And my neighbor's sister, the one that knew Marty P., his sister knew Cody J. So she put Cody J in the comments saying that I was really good and that if he had any advice to give it to me. So that was another way I found out about more local artists. And ironically, they were all affiliated with G2E. G2E was in the prime back then. Like, they were really on
Yeah,
top
they were
of things.
the popping crew, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
No, that's dope. That's dope.
So what was, like, I know I had mentioned, like, my keystone in getting into the hip-hop scene out here. What was your, like, first important keystone into getting into that, like, the first connection or whatever it was that got you to where you were going without knowing?
I mean, honestly, the first thing that got me into where I'm at, even now, was just putting myself out there and doing it, like,
okay, yeah.
And then that all starts with like probably my sophomore year in fine arts, rapping.
Okay,
Me, Desiree, and Simon did the Love the Way You Lie Part 2 fucking cover, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And, I mean, it was just really exciting and invigorating and just different for me to put myself on the stage and in front of all those people, because that's not a small crowd by any means.
No, exactly, dude. And like knowing that crowd, dude, like that's a lot.
Right. And it's like you said, knowing every single face in that crowd is a lot. But I mean, every single one of them knew, okay, this is Aaron raps.
Yeah,
I've heard him rap in class. You know, he spits me, you know,
right
to the side, whatever, blah 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 blah. Now he's gonna do it, you know, for everybody. You know, the 12 kids who don't know.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, no, my bad. You can continue.
No. It's fine. So putting myself out there and like doing that for the first time, and just I was like, okay, you know, I can make a spectacle of this. I can drop songs. I can make music videos and do all this stuff. I just have to learn how to do it. And I mean, I've just been delving in ever since.
Right.
And I mean, I don't see myself stopping anytime soon.
We had some issues occur with the filming, but it's all good. But yeah, back to what I was saying about that. We'll keep it going.
Oh yeah, bro.
I started out with just drawing and stuff, and I was really passionate about it. And I think the issue with me not fully succeeding with that and the ways I was trying is it wasn't necessarily forced, but it was almost expected from my family and stuff, because they seen what I could do and they were too excited for it, which perfectly fine. It's okay to be too excited for something like that. It's just, for me as a person, that was a lot to, it was a lot on my shoulders. And, like, I appreciate the love and respect that they had showed me for that, but it just didn't give me the freedom to do what I thought I wanted to do at the time. So I would bounce back and forth between a lot of things. I started out with drawing, went from drawing to doing poetry and rapping. I quit rapping. I went from that to doing parkour. Towards the end of my parkour days, when me and my buddy had our downfall on the team, I ended up painting. Painting was doing great. I made a small business out of that. But that just wasn't for me either. Turns out in the long run, and who knows with this is like the beginning of something new. So we're going to see what happens with it. But this is where it led me. I started rapping seriously. I made all these connects. I always shouted out people, and Nico, Church IE, Oliver Twist, even Aaron, like, they would talk to me about, if I have all these connects and I share it all, why don't I do something with it? And Oliver Twist hit me up, and he's like, hey man, you have all this info on like the 815 area, all these underground artists. Why don't you like do a podcast or make a magazine or any of this stuff? And at the time I was doing graphic designing for fun, but now it's all becoming a social media outlet where we just do a lot of stuff. And thankfully I talked to Aaron about doing a podcast, and he was down for it.
Oh yeah, bro, I love fucking talking, you know me.
Oh yeah.
Anytime I get the chance, I'll fucking run my mouth about some shit. But yeah, bro, like you said, you know, you've talked to me before, and you made those connects, you know, commenting on my old songs and videos that I was posting and whatnot.
Right.
I'm glad that you reached out. I'm glad we get to fucking do this. I think it's gonna go great.
Yeah.
We can get something really fucking dope going here. And we plan to bring in guests and start interviewing people and letting some of our other artist friends talk. And I don't think we've quite figured out the format of how we're gonna do that.
But, no, not just yet.
We'll get it started and
yeah,
let everyone know and get you guys involved. And
definitely
we're gonna be doing like song reviews. So once we really get going, you guys can start submitting songs, and we'll have an email that you can submit them to.
100%.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. We'll give you guys some good honest reviews and thoughts and opinions, and I mean, don't get it wrong, we're two amateurs ourselves, but
Of course.
we've got some good ears.
Yeah. Another thing with that is if you guys have merchandise, please let me know. I will personally buy some. I'll rep it. Right now I'm wearing Mirzatic. Shout out Arsenal. He's building a camp with his whole team and everything he's doing. He has a lot of ambition, a lot of goals, and personally I think he's doing great. I've been watching the whole area, and even Cody J and what I say, STK Solo, is that his name?
STK Solo.
Yeah, they have a new song coming out, and it's Happy, I believe. I don't remember the name, but the
Let me
clothing.
see if I can pull it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we'll have the correct title. I mean, you can keep talking about it, but the clothing is pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So I was talking to Cody about all that, and right now I'm gonna be getting new merch from him. I do graphic designing as well. I made Oliver Twist's album. Well, not his album, but his
The album cover
his
for
album
N3.
cover. Yes.
It was super dope.
Appreciate it. The album itself was dope overall.
Oh yeah, I mean, Oliver Twist is. I mean that fucking thing. Oliver Twist is fucking sick with it.
Yes, 100%. His storytelling, his sound, it's also unique. Also, to those who don't know, the magazine, the first issue was the Great 1-5. It was the first run through the trial to see if we could get it.
I Just Want You to Be Happy is the song with Cody J and STK Solo.
Yes.
Good vibe music and STK Solo.
Hell yeah. No, they're doing their thing for sure. Another thing, war music's coming back up above the surface. Like, for a while, it was just Nico doing his thing. And, excuse me. But yeah, for a while, it was just Nico doing his thing. But now Renegade's finally back in action. So's Kid Tragic. They're doing a lot of collab tracks right now, actually. And Renegade is doing, I believe, from the looks of it, it looks like he's doing a whole album with a bunch of collabs and stuff, which is really dope.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have to see what's up with that.
Oh, dude, yeah. It's looking like it's gonna be nasty. I think don't put word, or I'm not gonna say that he said this, but I believe he did. I believe he said he wanted a track with you eventually as well. Him and I are currently looking for a beat that we can both vibe on to get going. So we have something in the works as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it with getting caught up on how we got to where we're going. Parkour.
New shot.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Good. Awesome. So you've dropped some songs and stuff, but you don't really have any projects out,
Right,
like
of
as a collection of music.
Yeah.
Are you working on anything currently? Do you have anything in the works?
Yeah, actually. I was just talking to Nico about this. So I actually have a project I'm working on right now. I have 5 tracks currently. They're recorded. They're not mixed, mastered, and engineered or anything. But I still want to revise those 5 tracks. I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but this is my first solo project that I'll be dropping. Growth is currently in the works still. With everything we've been doing with TCU and growing it, experimenting, branching out, I haven't been focusing fully on the projects. But when I have time, I end up recording. Yeah, there's a lot more coming from me that people probably won't expect. Like, I know when growth releases, people wonder why I'm not on the hook or why the hook's not where it needs to be. But I was always more of a verse guy because, like I said, I was still growing, still trying to figure this stuff out.
Right.
But now that I've been studying certain artists and people that I'm really passionate about, this solo project that I'll be releasing probably next year, it has some bangers. It's not like the other stuff that you guys will be hearing.
I can't wait, man. I've been working on a project myself. Good morning with my stepbrother Spence, or my brother-in-law, I guess. He's not my stepbrother. We feel like some fucking stepbrothers, huh, Spence? That rat bastard. We're gonna have Spence on this fucking podcast at some point, so you guys will get to meet him. But yeah, we've been working on Good Morning, and we had a FaceTime call. You can see the new track on the track list over there.
I was looking at that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll show you that after we end this podcast.
Okay, for sure.
That's some funny stuff. Yeah, good times. But we're working on this project, and we have 8 out of our 10 songs that we want almost picked out. And then I have another beat in mind that Spence just sent me that I'll have to show you because Spencer is just getting.
I'm telling you, if you guys want beats and you don't know how to hit up Spencer, hit up Aaron. He'll give you some info. Amazing producer.
Oh yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, we're all not professionals, but he's getting there. He's working on it. He's getting it going. He just sent me some super hot fire.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait to show you that. Oh, it's so fucking good.
Bet.
Good for Spence. I can't wait to have him on here. I can't wait to have Nico on here. I can't wait to have Renegade on here. KT, the War Music Camp. We should have all 3 of them on here at the same time.
Dude, that would be crazy. If we can figure out exactly how to get that all set up, dude.
We're going to have 100%. A video conference call.
Yes, 100%. No, that'll be awesome, dude. Guaranteed there will be roasting going on between the 3 of them. It is just how they are. Fucking love it.
We'll have to get Twist on here, too. I feel like he'll provide a really solid interview.
Yes. No, 100%. Actually, I was supposed to be linking up with Twist last week, but with the stuff that I've got going on right now, I didn't have time to hit him up, which I got to do soon anyways. But thanks for the reminder on that.
I guess. I have to hit up Twist soon, too.
Definitely.
I need some stems.
Dude.
I need some stems. I got the audio for the song we got together, and that shit is fucking fire. And I mean, I've re-recorded my verse now and got it like the cadence really down. And
okay, yeah. No, actually, yeah. So the track those 2 have coming out, I had showed Nico of War Music because I was really gassed up when Twist sent it my way. He's like, hey, I feel like you were like one of the main reasons all these different types of collabs and all these things are happening within the industry out here right now. And as appreciation of that, I want you to hear this track before it gets released that me and AaronDaRapper were working on. And I froze for a second. I was like, yo, like, you're joking. You two got a collab going on right now? Sends it my way. Dude, the chemistry you two have is immaculate. Like, I was blown away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Twist got the song, and it had a rough cut of the hook on there, and it had, a rough cut of my verse on there. But, I mean, you could just tell the vibe of the song from the beat,
Yeah.
Like, he just tore it apart. I mean, that verse is a solid fucking verse. I mean, it took a little time, but I mean, good things come with time. I'm a patient man. I'll wait.
Oh, 100%.
I'll wait,
100%.
And I know he's an artist, so I didn't want to be hitting him up constantly like, yo, man,
right?
Where's this at? I need this done.
Oh yeah.
I want him to be able to do his thing and express himself and feel comfortable on the track and not feel like he's forcing a verse.
Always.
He's not.
Always, man, and he's like really good about the turnaround rate, and it for the most part, he blows me away with it. Like, I remember Weird. It has Nico of War Music, Ethereal, and Oliver Twist. I guess from the sounds of it, when I was talking to Nico and talking to Ethereal, their turnaround rate was good. Obviously, like it's not about the turnaround rate at all, but it's just the passion, everything you do within it. And it took them a while, which is fine. That's how everyone does it. But they were just like blown away with Twist. And he sent it like the next day. And it sounded like he had wrote this thing within a month and like crafted it, practiced it and everything. But it wasn't. It was like right then and there. It was
He's a dog.
crazy.
There's no other way to explain it.
No, 100%.
That boy is nasty on a mic.
Facts. Built for it.
And I've heard he does a mean Elvis impression.
Oh, facts.
That's for you, buddy, if you made it this far in the listening session.
God, that stuff was crazy. Yeah, no, he, oh, man. I forgot what he calls his, studio. It's like the psych ward or something like that. Sorry if I, said the wrong thing, but it is definitely around that terminology.
You saw how that?
Destroy them all.
Oh, man. Good shit.
100%.
Yeah. So, you've talked about your project. I talked about my project. Is there anything else you want to promote on this podcast while we have our viewers' attention?
Let's see. At the moment, I can't truthfully think of anything at the moment. Just expect more from us, and if you guys want to get in contact, figure out how you can be a part of the magazine, if you want graphic designing done, eventually we're going to be doing the reactions to your guys' tracks. If you want any part of that, any info on what we're doing, just be sure to hit us up, whether it's his personal account, my personal account. What other accounts you want to...
You can actually, like he said, hit us up on our accounts, and I mean, you can get a hold of me on Twitter or Instagram at AaronDaRapper17. That's AaronDaRapper 17. And I mean, that's my Twitter handle, my Instagram handle. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, whatever you use to get your music source at AaronDaRapper. Same spelling as my usernames on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah. As well as that, if you want to hit us up through Instagram or Facebook through the Come Up page itself, just type in at TH3C0MEUP. It'll pop up with our logo and go from there.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we both have access to the account, so we'll both be monitoring your messages and going over track submissions, and we'll see what makes it on here and what doesn't, and hopefully you guys don't get salty, huh?
Yeah, facts.
Because we've had some saltiness.
Oh, yeah. That's for another day and time.
Salt is for French fries, bitch.
As G2E says, you gotta eat.
Gotta eat, bro. All right. Good shit. Camera dead again. Right at the tail end of the podcast.
Perfect.
Great. All right, guys. This is AaronDaRapper.
Dysfunctional.
We're both signing off. Thank you for listening to the Come Up Podcast. We'll see you again soon. Peace.
Peace.
A fool, soldier, and poet. The man of many skills.
Running, even though I'm out of breath, ain't stunting. Even though I done the reps, this nothing. This nothing. Running, even though I'm out of breath, ain't stunting. Even though I done the reps, this nothing. This nothing. Running, even though I'm out of breath, ain't stunting. Even though I done the reps, this nothing. This nothing.
You live and breathe this music.
This nothing. This nothing. It's nothing.
I didn't know I could feel like that.